Okay, so today is day 3 of Python classes. I'm not sure, maybe other person will be joining. I can share the recording to the cafe. So, in the previous classes, we have, just gone through what are the data types and a few examples of different data types we have covered in previous session. And especially we have focused on two more, I mean, uh, particularly list, string, dictionary. On top of that, we have in particular, we have gone through the available methods and all, how to handle those kind of data types. Today, I'll be just quickly, gone through the rest of the data type, that is tuple and set. After that, some basic functionality I'll be covering, just like conditional logic, tuple, set, then some conditional logic, then the looping part, especially for loop, while loop. In loop, we can use break, continue, this kind of stuffs, and at the end, user-defined function. We checked the inbuilt functions that is available in Python interpreter. Some kind of stuffs we can create our own function by our own development. So that is called user defined function or UDF in short form. So we'll be learning that stuffs. Those are the things we'll be quickly going to just go ahead one by one. So first tuple. If you just have list in your mind, so we can just quickly compare the difference between list and tuple. So the first structural difference of declaring a list. List, when we are declaring a list, we are just putting the elements inside square bracket. Okay. But for tuple should be enclosed by this bracket. Okay. So we can put several kind of element. Just let me show you the type of T. So it's a tuple. Okay, I just print the type of data type of T, it's a tuple. And the similar kind of stuff as like list, the elements in tuple can be heterogeneous in nature. I can also include some character, that is string data type, can include some floating type, floating point data type. We can use some Boolean data type too. Okay. I'm printing the tuple itself, how it should look like. Yes, the same thing. It's a tuple. Only difference between list and tuple is very important. I told that list is mutable in nature. So I can I can update any particular element in the existing list, but in the tuple, it's not possible. Let me show you. So similar kind of stuffs, I can call any element by this kind of indexing part. This is the zero, this index, this is first index, this is second index. It's the indexing part is same that we have gone through in list and string. Okay, we can call one element or we can slice the thing in the same manner. Let me show you quickly, then I can show the other stuffs. Suppose zeroth index, whether it's returning one, yes, it's returning one. That means the first one. If I'm just going to update the value of zeroth index, suppose to 3, okay, so our error will be showing to us. Tuple object does not support item assignment. That means in tuple, the existing element I cannot able to modify. So the data type is not mutable. It's immutable in nature, just like string data type. We already learned it. So this is one of the main difference between tuple and list. So that is why in a particular program, we need to check the data type is been used for, we can, whether we can identify this particular data type to be mutable or non-mutable. Based on that, we need to choose particular data type for our programming purpose. Okay. So that is why a lots of methods are available in list, as the existing list can mutable. That just like append. We append a particular element in existing list. But over here I cannot able to append because as we declare this tuple, I cannot change anything inside this tuple. Okay. So there is some methods available just like index, count. So let's quickly check it. Just put dot. You can see those are the index and count is available over here. Two methods are available. Index means I can pass suppose 2. Okay. It will return the index of 2 as 1. Okay. Because 2 is there in first position. 0th position 1 is there. 2 is there in the first position. So this is the index. We can count the element as well. Suppose let me put multiple 2s over here. So I have put multiple 2. I just want to count how many elements are present. This is one of the method. Count how many 2 is present inside the entire tuple. 3 times. Okay. So it's 2, 2, 2. If I just put only 1, it is present only once. Okay, 1 is there twice. Not sure. Why? Okay, so Boolean true, it's also taking 1 value. Okay. True and false. False should be by default taking 0 and true should be taking 1. So this is why 1 is, returning twice. True Boolean true is, they are taking into consideration this as 1. So that is why 1 is coming twice. Okay. If I just try with any other element, suppose 3, 3, 1. Okay. So this is the thing. If I just eliminate 2 and try with 1 again, okay. If there is any doubt, any stuck point, please tell me. Okay. So this is tuple. Just like I'm just emphasizing one more thing. The same thing again. So tuple and list is covering everything actually. I mean, the, if there is any restriction of mutable or non-mutable things is not there, then we should have to choose list, because in list, if we are using list, there are lots of operation we can do on top of list. Okay. And just like we can append, we can pop, lots of stuffs we can do. Lots of methods are available. If you can just create a list, you can just try with list dot, then you can see lots of methods are available because it's mutable in nature. Next is set. Set data type, especially it's been used for the set theory. If you just already have the idea of set theory, we can do union, difference, intersection. So the same thing we can do for sets. So that is why set is very much useful over here. Okay, sets, especially set is the order collection of unique objects. So the objects we are putting it over here, that should be unique in nature. Let me show you how set can be declared. Set can be declared with curly braces. Okay. We're just doing two things. One is type of S, one is only printing S. Print type of S. Okay. So it's the set, it's returning the same way, and the class of this data type is set. So set should be declared in this curly braces. Now, if I just put multiple, I mean the same thing. I'm just putting 4 again. I'm putting 5 again. Okay. I'm inserting 2 again. Let me print the same thing. I can see the duplicates are eliminated. So set is just the first sentence or first point you need to remember. Ordered collection. The particular numerical values are ordered in nature, ordered ascending. Suppose I'm removing this. I'm putting 1 over here. Sorry. You can see they have organized 1 at the beginning. So set has the capability to order each of its element as well as it will remove the duplicates. So the first line signifies its ordered collection of unique objects. So okay, the second point conversion to list. So just like the previous day I have mentioned, we can convert between each data types, just like two integer, two string. We have checked it yesterday. So similar kind of stuffs we can do. We can convert to list. Suppose I'm declaring one list. This should be list. Yes. So this kind of function we can use to convert any other data type to list. It's not only for list. It's similar kind of stuff should be available for set too. Set, tuple. I can convert from one data type to another. Just put the keyword set. Just put the keyword tuple. Okay. So you can see with taking the elements of this particular set elements, I'm just creating a list. So the requirement may come that I need to create a list, but there are lots of elements available. I just need to sort it properly. There is also a method sort in list, that is fine, but we can do by this way as well. Let's declare everything in a set, and set will just organize the elements with proper manner. When it's completed, we can convert the set into list. List will also cover up all those elements with organized manner. Okay. Okay. What are the different methods? Copy, clear, difference. Let's go through the last three first. As I told, set should be used as those kind of set theory operation, just like union, intersection, minus. Okay. Let me show you one by one how the operation can be made. Let's take two different set. Okay, let's take S1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's take S2. Let me take the even odd number only. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. How to do union? For union, a separate set should be created. I'm not updating the existing set. It's a new set should be created. So S1 dot. Okay, those are the different methods available. So take union, put S2. Okay, that's it. So I can see we are doing a union. So it's doing the union operation. I'm not just going what is union operation. I think you are aware of that. So it's doing the union operation in S3. Okay. Similar kind of stuffs I can do. Intersection of S2. It should be only odd numbers because over here all the elements are there till 7. Here only odd numbers are present. So intersection means it should be the common elements. So the update should be 1357. 9 is not here. That's why 9 is not reflected in the result set. I can do the difference. Difference is the minus. So if we use difference, then the order where I'm declaring S1 and S2 is very much required. Otherwise, difference means it's a minus operation. So the particular elements are present over here. It's not there. So what are the extra element that is present in the left data set? Okay. So and see 2, 4, 6. Those are extra element available. If I just put S2 over here, so the order is very much mandatory over here where I am mentioning S2 and S1 for the difference method. It's only 9 because S2 have this extra element 9 which is not present in S1. Okay. Copy clear is very simple actually. We already covered up. I mean, it's actually you have covered a complex, but it's very easy. Okay, I'm just copying the entire data set from S2 to S3. This is the copy method, nothing else. Even if we just eliminate copy, it should do the same thing. S3 equal S2. So copy method, I mean, we can use, we cannot use because without copy method, it will also copy from one set to another set. Clear, if I clear it, then nothing should be there. Okay, in S3. But I can directly put clear. I think it should also work. Okay, so I'm clearing S2. So all the things are popping up. There is nothing in S2, so it's a blank set. Okay, so that is set, and specifically I mentioned you why we need to use set, especially for the set theory purpose. Okay, now I'm going through the some fundamental stuff, especially the programming logic, depends on conditional logic, looping stuffs one by one. So I'm going ahead with conditional logic. Okay, so we can put conditions just like in if-else statement. Let me show you one by one. I'll be just providing you two example. Uh, okay, let's go ahead with list. Let's declare a list L1. Okay, let's take a input from a user. Suppose P equal input, enter number. Okay, so I'll be taking input from a user, and that particular number should be stored in P variable. Okay, so now I'll be checking whether that number is inside the list or not. I'll be just create this coding part. Let's go ahead. If P in list. Okay, this is the command. whether P in list it's there. If P in list is there, print the entered element is available in list. Else print okay. So if else condition, if clause is starting from here. Okay. If the condition, after the condition is written over here, just put a colon, put enter, and you can see a particular indentation has been added to the next statement. I mean, what is indentation? We haven't learned this thing earlier. So, in if you have already gone through any languages, if you want a particular statement should be executed underneath a particular statement, then you can see we are using some braces. Okay, but in Python we do not need to use these braces. We need to maintain some indentation. This particular statement is running under this statement. Okay, so it is running in this if clause. If this is the condition, then the element is available in the list. So as this particular statement is running under this statement, so we need to maintain this indentation. Now press enter from this location. They're also taking this indentation. If I'm writing anything over here, it should be also running under this indentation. Means it should be under this line. If I just put another indentation over here, some spaces I have added, means this particular line should be running under this statement, line number 4. So this is the concept of indentation. We just going through this thing for the first time, but while using loop as well. So you are just putting for loop statement, and any particular statement which is running underneath that particular for loop part, it should be having a indentation added left to it. Okay, this is the concept of indentation. So after this print statement, I do not require this indentation anymore because I will not execute any more statement inside this if. I'll be running the next statement within the else. Else I just need to print that the element is not available in the list. That's it. It's a simple program. So let's run this. Enter the number. Let's put the number 34. The entered element is not available because 34 is not available in the list. Let's rerun with the element, with the existing element. Let's put 6. Okay, I just put it wrong way. It's is available. Okay, the entered element is available. Okay, I have put this wrong thing over here. Yes, the entered element is available because it's not going through this statement. It's going to else and the entered element is available. So this is the simple conditional operation over here. Okay, the things are understandable for everyone. It's very simple actually. We already have, if we have already the programming languages concept, I think there'll be no issue from your side too. Fine. Let me go ahead with another exercise. I mean, another example. Suppose I need to check odd number, even number. Okay, based on the user input. So I'll be just taking a number from user. Let's check whether the particular number is odd or even. So I need to put in if clause. So the condition I need to put it over here. P% to equal 0. I mean, I'm dividing the number by 2. It's the remainder is 0. That means it's a even number. Okay. Else it is an odd number. One more thing. So I'm just going ahead with some arithmetic operation over here. Reminder operation. Reminder 2. But as I mentioned in earlier session, if we are using input function, by default the data type of P should be text. So it should be throwing an error. Let me just convert this P in this manner. Okay. Okay. Not this way. Sorry. Let me put the function on top of input. So whatever I'm receiving over here, on top of I'm just imposing integer function and then I'm storing the data. So P is now an integer. Okay. Let me run. Enter a number. Let me put 5. It is an odd number. Let's try with the even number. Let's put 4. It is an even number. So this is simple if else statement. Okay. Hope there is no doubt. If there is any, please tell me. Okay, I hope no. Going ahead with the looping part. First of all, use for loop. Okay. So while using for loop, the first concept should be coming with iterables. What is iterables? So while using the for loop, we need a iterable. So what is iterable over here? Some data type we can use as a iterable. Iterable means we need a particular thing whose element is whose element can give us multiple iterations. Let me show you. Let me take a list. Suppose L is a list. L equal. Let me put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some okay, some character as well. Now for I is a loop variable. I can put any name. I in L. So over here in this position, I need to mention some iterable. So I'm using a loop variable. If the loop variable is inside the iterable, let's print the loop variable. Okay. So I'm printing each of the iterables value. That means over here, each of the lists value by this way within one line. So just like for is operating over here, I in L means I is a loop variable. It's pointing to the first element, that is 1. It's printing 1. Then for the for loop, it's going to the next iteration. That means 2. It's returning 2. It's going to third iteration, returning 3. In this way, it's returning the data. Okay. Okay. So in this kind of, what are the different kind of iterables we can use? We can use set as well. We can use dictionary as well. We can use tuple as well. So all of these elements are, as we know that those are multiple elements are stored in an array over here. So each of them can be used as a iterable. And for introducing for loop, we must have one iterable. We can use some range function as well. If we do not have any list to be iterated, if we do not have any tuple to be iterated, we can use some range function. So how range function can be used? I can initiated one particular edge. That means, I mean, maybe it's starting with 1. It should be ending by 10. Interval I need to put in the third element. If we do not put an interval, by default it should take 1. If we put interval 2, then the element should be returned with a 2 interval. Okay, 1 3 5 7 9. If I put 3, it should be taking 3 interval and print it in the similar way, 1 4 7. Okay, so those are all called iterable. Iterable is a one of the important steps. Now one more thing. So I'm ending for loop over here, putting colon. When you press enter, the next statement should be coming with indentation. That means that print should be running within this for loop. If we just remove this indentation, then it should not be within the for loop. Okay. So while using for loop as well, you need to maintain proper indentation. That means you can able to understand which particular statement is running under which statement. So I'm running this one over here. In this statement, it's not able to understand. I has been declared over here. Okay, in this statement, but I'm not in this statement. I'm not working under this statement. That is why it's not able to understand what I is. So it's printing in this manner. I mean, it's showing the error in this manner. Okay. I can use nested for loop as well. Okay, let's take a dictionary and test the same thing. For dictionary, a bit different things should be there, as I mentioned earlier as well. If we take one dictionary, dictionary is also iterables in nature. D equal, suppose whatever dictionary I was using yesterday, let's do the same thing. A, second element to B, third element. If I just put I in D, okay, D is the dictionary. For I in D, if I just print I, what should happening? It is returning only the keys. Okay. So if I just use some more methods over here, just like the methods we have already seen yesterday, D dot items. If I just put in, I mean, putting this one, then it can return, it will return the pair of key and value. Okay. If we return only values, it will be returning only values A, B, C, D. Okay. If we return only elements, sorry, if we return only keys, it should be only keys. So by default, if you do not put anything, it should be also a key. Okay, by default, it's a key. If we put keys as well, it is the same operation. So this is how the dictionary is working as a iterable. Okay, we can use nested loop as well. We can declare some element. Suppose I'm declaring another list. So 2 4. Okay, let's take some only character. I'm using a nested loop. So loop inside another loop. Okay. So I'm taking the keys only. That means from dictionary, I'll be just getting 1, 2, 3, 4. So inside the dictionary, I'm introducing another loop. So the loop variable, I can put J in list. Okay, in the print statement, I'm using I comma J. Excuse me. So over here for I in D, for J in L, that means each of the loop variables, when J will iterate over here, let's print it. So how it's operating? First, it will execute this for loop. Inside that for loop, the first element is 1 because I'm using keys only. Okay. So it's entering over here. It's the second loop variable is J, which is operating inside that list. So while taking the first iteration of this 1, it's rotating between the entire list. That means A, B, C, D. So with 1, which each combination of the first dictionaries element, it's having 4 different elements of the list. You can see 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. So our list iteration is completed. It's coming to the second iteration of the dictionary over here again. So you can see it's starting with 2. Okay. And the same thing will be repeating 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D. Starting with 3, then 3A, 3B, 3C, 3D. Similar kind of stuff is rotating. So this is how the nested loop should be working. Okay. And we need to maintain proper indentation over here. Otherwise, it should be throwing error or we cannot even receive the proper functionality. Okay. What is while loop? Similar kind of for loop, that is while loop as well. But while using while loop, we do not have to use iterables. Okay. So let's use while. After while, we just maintain a condition. Suppose while I less than 10, let's declare I value. Suppose I equal 1. Okay. I less than 10. I'm just entering the loop. It's a initialization. That's it. So I less than 10. Then I need to put what needs to be done inside the statement. I can print I, no issue. Okay. And over here after printing it, I'm just doing I equal I plus 1. I's value should be incremented by 1. Okay. So I have initialized I equal 1. I'm running a for loop. When I less than 10, it will print the I. So it will print the I, and in the next statement, i's value should be incremented by 1. It should be, after that, it should be coming over here. It should again check I is less than 10. If it is yes, then it should be coming over here. When i's value is not less than 10, it should be getting outside of the loop. Okay, I can see as its value has been initialized as 1. So it started with 1, and by this operator, i's value is incremented by 1 each time. So that is why it's printing till 9. After 9, when i's value is 10 by this operation, then it will not come or it will not operating inside that particular while loop because 10 is not less than 10. That is why it's coming outside of this loop. Okay. Hope you are able to understand it. Okay. And now what is break and continue? So inside the loop, if we just use break in any statement, okay, it will not operating. I mean, it will immediately, it will get outside of this loop. Okay. So over here, it's just print the first element. It receive the break statement and it comes out. So if we use break statement in anywhere inside the loop, or if the program receives the break statement anywhere inside the loop, it will break the loop and it will come outside of the loop. Okay. What is continue? If the particular continue statement is been received by the program again, then after after executing the continue statement, it will not check what is there inside the loop. It will go to the loop back again with the next iteration. Suppose I'm running with I is value 1. Okay, I receive the continue statement over here in the break statement, in place of break statement. Okay, I'll not execute this one. Rather, I'll continue with my operation over here with the next steps. But over here, let's think about it. I'm receiving 1. I'm printing 1. I'm receiving continue, so I'm not incrementing the stuffs. Okay, let's run it. It's an infinite loop because I'm receiving 1. I'm I'm again going over here with 1 only. So printing same 1. So it's an infinite loop, but I need to use continue in proper manner. Break and continue. So where to use break and continue? Suppose I need to do some conditional operation inside a particular loop. Okay. So if the loop is there, I need to find some element. So after print statement, I can use that particular. I'm not using print statement anymore. Inside the loop, I'm using a conditional statement. So if my condition is met, no need to run the loop. I received my element, or I have received the particular steps what is been done by the loop. Then I can break the thing. Okay, I can break the loop and I can return my as I got my desirable object from the particular iterables. So I can break the loop and come back to my other operation. When to use continue? So in a particular condition, when my condition is met, but I no need to run or no need to execute the present iterations execute statement anymore. Rather, I need to check quickly to the next statement. Okay, if I use continue over here after this I equal I plus 1, it should be same operation because this is the last statement. If I put continue or if we do not put continue, it will automatically go to this while loop. Okay, so there will be no change. If we put continue over here, it should be execute as per its own way. Okay, continue means no need to execute any other statement after continue inside the while statement or any for loop statement. It will back to while again. That is the concept of continue. Okay. So it's break and continue. It's very important. Today's last topic is user defined function or simply called UDF. So we can create any user defined function. Actually, we have used lots of inbuilt function just like input. Functions can be introduced in this manner. Input, then open brace, close brace. We can pass any value or parameter over here. Input, we have used print. We have used lots of, transfer just like integer. We have used string. We have used list. In character, we have used length. So those are all inbuilt function. Now we can create our own function that is not there inside the inbuilt feature of Python interpreter. Okay. So how to create a function? We need to use the keyword def. Okay. So what to create, what kind of functions. So functions, why we should use function? We just want to put one single line of code and it can be reusable each time. Let me show you with an example. Suppose I want to square a particular number. Okay. So I'll be defining that function just like square x. I'm taking a parameter from user. Suppose x is the parameter. This is my function name. Def, after def keyword, put the function name. If any input parameter you need to pass it. And I'll be taking from user this data and I'll be returning the value return x cross x. That means I'm squaring it. Okay, that's it. It's a simple function. Defining of a function, passing this parameter, and after passing the parameter, if we just call this function with passing the parameter, it will return me the square. So I can use this any time at any place. Let's do a square on top of 2. Let's do a square on top of 3. Okay, any square I can do at any time. Okay, I have to use print statement because I haven't used print statement over there. Or else I can directly use print statement over here. Okay, so inside the function itself, I'm using the print statement. So no need to print over here. Can get it. So the first output is 4, second output is 3. I can decorate it with a F string. The square of okay. We learned what F string is in yesterday's session. So this way we can do the functions, but I can do this thing multiple times in a single program. Functions, I have introduced the function over here in this program, so I can use these functions in this program only. We'll be learning class here. I mean, in tomorrow's session, in class we can see if we create a class, that class can be reusable in other programs too. So the reusability of class and function is, this is the difference of class and function. Okay. So is it understandable? Function concept? Okay, I hope yes. If there is any stuck point from any one of you, because today this is the end of today's session. Okay, as there is no stuck point from anyone, no doubt. So that's all for today's session. Tomorrow we'll be connecting with object-oriented programming. We'll be using classes. And after tomorrow's session, this is totally Python basics. And after that, we'll be using Python as a data engineering tool. We will be handling relational database by Python. Especially we'll be using pandas module. Okay. Okay then. That's all for today. Let's connect tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.